Welcome back to MFO, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. I'm down here in the barn bait shop getting ready for my trip to Alabama, and I've got a rod here that's got braid on it, and I want this reel. But I'm going to be putting fluoro on it. And so I don't want to just throw this braid away. This is braid that I just spooled onto this reel prior to the season and only used it down in Florida. So I want to save this. So in today's episode, I'm going to actually give you two tips. Number one, how do you save this line so that you can use it again, even though you want to take it off? And number two, how do you get the most out of the braid that you are using so that you don't have to spend a ton of money replacing braided line? I'm going to give you those two tips. Plus, I've got a way for you to win this Berkley Fishing Gift Pack or a G-Force TH Marine cull system. Cull bobbers, balance beam, the whole set. We're going to tell you how to win all that, plus how to save your braid when we come back. Stick around, guys. Welcome back to Mark Fisher Outdoors, everybody. I'm Mark Fisher. So, yeah, I've got this braid on a reel and rod that I used in Florida. I need to take it off, but I want to save it. So how am I going to do that? Well, what I'm going to do is take an old reel that I got that I don't use anymore, broken handle, but I can still reel it up. So it's going to be pretty simple. I'm going to take this reel off of my rod. Then I have the line that I want to keep. And so I've got the line coming out of here, and then I'm gonna, let me move the camera and show you. And so now I'm just going to, there's my line on this reel. I'm going to back the drag off completely. And then I'm just going to feed that line through my old beat up reel. And so now I can just take the line off of this reel and I'm putting it onto my old beat up reel. And the only reason I'm putting it onto that old beat up reel is it's a place to store it. That's the only thing I'm doing, is basically storing this line onto this reel. And so what I'm going to do is, after I get all of this line put onto this reel, I can take my little label maker, I can make a label, I can put it in a Ziploc bag that says that this is 15-pound braided line that I am storing for more use. And so that way I know that braid, that's why that braid is on this broken reel. It's there to be stored until I need to use it further. Now, here's something that I also want to point out. Let's say that on this reel, the reel that I had in Florida, it was pretty old braid and it was getting kind of sun-worn and faded and things like that. One of the other ways that I could get the most out of my braid was to go ahead and put that braid onto another good quality reel. Because what I'm doing right now is, as I'm reeling that up, I'm taking the worn line that's on the outside of this and I'm reeling it up, and it's now going on to the spool here. So by the time I pull this all on, the braid that's going to, when I cast from this reel out, that's all going to be brand new braid. It's going to be braid that's been inside the spool on this one for the last several years and things like that. So it's going to be in good shape. And all my worn, sun-faded braid will be inside the spool on this one. So yes, here in this situation, I'm using a broken reel just as storage. But if I wanted to, the other thing that I could do to get the most out of this braided line, if in fact this braid was old and weathered, is I could just go ahead and put it onto a brand new reel, or a reel that I wanted to use. And by reeling it up onto this reel, I've now switched the direction. I've switched the sides. And now I'm using fresh braid in the water while the old used braid is at the base of my spool, thus giving me twice as much use as I would have had otherwise. So those are the 2 tips that I have for getting the most out of your braided line. By all means, don't go throwing that stuff away when you need to use your reel for something other than braid, or, you know, any of those kinds of situations. Find a way to keep that braid, and I think these 2 solutions are the way to do that. Now, let's get to how you can get one of these prizes, all right? Guys, we put out content Monday through Friday at Mark Fisher Outdoors. Some of the content's about the fishing industry. Some of it is about tips like this. And obviously every Wednesday we do Underwater Wednesday. We are getting close to 4,000 subscribers. We want to make a push to get that to happen. So here's what I'd love for you to do. If you're already a subscriber, that's awesome. We appreciate that. And we're not going to leave you out for one of these prizes. So if you're already a subscriber, all we ask that you do is share this video. Share it to somebody who you don't think is a subscriber. Send us a comment, say, hey, Mark, I shared your video. Boom, we're going to put you in the contest. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and then send us a comment saying, Mark, I'm a new subscriber. Anybody who does either of those 2 things is going to get in the pool to win one of these 2 prizes. And we're going to send them out. We're going to do a raffle. Those guys who are already subscribers will get 1 prize. Those guys who are brand new subscribers will get another. Remember, if you're a subscriber, you need to share it and then comment saying you did that. If you're not a subscriber, all you got to do is subscribe to the channel and then send a comment saying you did that. We want to send these prizes out to you, but more importantly, we want you to be part of the Mark Fisher Outdoors community, and we're going to encourage you in any way we can to do that. Guys, thanks very much for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow for another episode of Mark Fisher Outdoors. Take care, everybody.